Hey guys, this is Kryex. Welcome back to another video. This is part 2 and 3, essentially, because this is 2 trainings condensed into one. I have linked a group link down in the description below for you guys to join. If you guys want to join VAC and participate in some of the level trainings, I have talked to late download one of the generals about this series. I'm not sure how far I can kind of push the agenda with this, so I've kind of condensed this down into a few clips and try to cut it as best I could, especially keeping in some important information about like formations and uniform history. I really found this one pretty interesting. So again, I appreciate the amount of support on the last couple of videos. This is the most amount of subs I've seen in a while. And if you guys do want to stay up to date, feel free to join my community Discord down below. We're trying to build that up as much as we can. And without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Alright everyone, so it looks like we have a very good group of people here today. This formation is whacked though. Traditionally here, everyone get out of the line. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to show you guys how to do a typical formation here. Amalot and Nidokami show me how we centered the line. So if you guys notice, there's a line below them. I didn't tell you guys the rest of you guys to fall in. Back up. Back up. Thank you. If you guys notice, so I was standing on the center here. They aligned themselves to where there's a 1 stud gap between their arms. Your arm is considered a stud. I know 3 of you guys DM'd me about that. And what you guys are going to be doing is our typical lines, there's 10 people in a line, okay? And so what we're going to do is 4 more people are going to go next to Amalot, 4 are going to go next to Nidokami. And then once that's filled out, we're going to do a new formation. So go ahead and fall in, everyone. We're going to be actually covering formations today because that's what most of you guys are missing. Alright, so what Laura is doing right now is she's separating the next formation behind. There you go, now Verdi is adjusted. She can fall in. Awesome. If you guys notice, so Kryex, I'm going to need you to go on this side for me, please. That way there is 10 on each side, okay? So when there is a formation, below you, there's no line. So this is a man-made line that you guys are forming. There's no line present in front of you guys. So this formation is just the typical line unless the host says otherwise. Does anyone know what we call this? What do we call this formation that you guys are all in right now? Imalot said it perfect. It's an X10 formation, okay? So this means there's 10 people per line, and then in between the row behind you is a 4 stud gap, which is what Laura separated for all of you. Okay, this typical line that you guys are gonna form whenever you guys are at events, unless the host says to do something else. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about this formation? I know a few guys are brand new to the group. I like to teach everybody how to do things properly. So if you have questions, feel free to ask anytime during the event. We are going to be going over the more difficult topics that take a long time and a lot of people don't usually have them, which is going to be formations. If we have time, we'll do organization structure. That way you guys are not sitting in level 1 for very long. Again, if you guys have questions, just ask. Go ahead, Macho, what's up? Alright, we're going to do a single file line in front of me, so let's go ahead and form that for me, please. That way we can go to our next area. Alright, everyone, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to be typing in game for this. Just be ready for that.
Yo, this place looks crazy. I've never been in here. Bro said white line, they're behind the white line.
Alright. We are going to cover, I'm going to be typing this out because this is stuff that you guys usually get confused. So this is probably something you might want to take notes on because a lot of people get this messed up. So, nice. Fantastic. Hold on.
Pros and cons.
Alright. Here, you guys can all come, everyone can come closer. Scoot up to like right here where I am with your formation. So what's in front of you guys is a 2x10 formation. We call your formation a ×10 because it can go on forever. But this formation is a 2x10, so I mean there's only 20 people in the line. So to make this long story short, there's 2 rows of 10 people. Okay, well, of course. Is this gonna be hashtag the entire event? So there's 2 rows of 10 in a column. So if you notice, rows are considered the long horizontal right here, and then a column is considered vertical right here where there's 2 people. I am so sorry, complete opposite. 2 people here, I apologize. For a row, and then for columns, it's basically summarizing like this. Does this make sense to everybody? This kind of example of what is a row and what's a column. I apologize, everyone. My keyboard was messed up. Awesome. So this can get a little confusing, especially when there are 13 of you, so this can get a little confusing when we have formations of people, which is a little bit less. So for example, this would be what a 2x4 formation would be, okay? So as you guys can tell, there's 2 rows of people, 4 people each line. But when there is 13 of you, what you're gonna do is you're gonna want to have a gap, a 6 stud gap between this person and then the next person for the new formation, okay? We're gonna start small. So we're gonna do a 3x3, which is the formation right here, okay? And then whoever is next, you're gonna go across and get the next formation going. I want some of you guys to help each other out, so go ahead and do the opposite. Let's mimic this. Everyone come over here. Let's mimic this formation. We're gonna do a 3x3, okay? I'm gonna type it out so you guys remember. Right? This is a 3x3, so as you guys can tell, 3 people per the row here. You're gonna want to have a 4 stud gap between the people behind you.
Think.
Alright, Monta, you're gonna want to go ahead and line up on the next one here. You gotta complete the first formation before we can line up the next one, guys.
2x4.
Monata, you gotta go over here, buddy. Over here I am.
And then
You guys did a good job on the gap here, but this first formation's not full yet. There we go. Alright, first formation's full, now we have to make a new formation.
Okay, I was trying to help him.
So we're not looking for exact, but you can get pretty dang close, okay? I know Roblox physics are annoying, but... So everybody, first foremost...
I feel like our arm spacing is not the best right now. That's something we need to fix. This right here.
Alright, cool. What do you guys think of this? I agree. I believe it's okay. Spacing is off completely. So what we're going to do before we go into our next formation, we're going to go over what is kind of considered a line. Okay, there's 4. Alright. So make sure you write this down for your... So first and foremost, there's 1 stud spacing between you and the person next to you. So Aizen, look at your spacing to your right. Okay? Next one's very important. We line... You're good. Fall in behind Night Okami, okay? So we line up right to left. So S7 is our... Right over here. We did a 3x3 formation, so right here, bud. So S7 was the first person in this formation, okay? What are you doing? Go back here, man. Why'd you leave the formation? Dude, am I muted? Is he not in the voice call? Oh, he's in the voice call. Go back to the formation, dude. I'm just explaining how we do our lines. So based on where you are, Steven, you're basically forming the rest of the formation for everybody else. Like, look where you're standing right now. Are you away from keyboard, or okay. Here, just fall out of line, Steven. Here, Knight, take this position, please, so I can explain this so everyone's not confused. We line up our formations right to left, so what Night Okami does, the rest of you guys are going to follow through. So Kryex and Aizen are going to form up next to Night Okami because he's the first in the formation. So that means alignment-wise, if you look at your heads, the line should be pretty centered. So this next formation, Mr. Big Guard and Jarrus, you guys formed up late, but you guys should be pretty much aligned with the first row. Do you guys see what I mean? You guys can adjust yourselves to make it a little bit more aligned.
I feel like I'm a little bit off right now.
We did this one together. It's centering on the host. So, when you guys first lined up, I had made sure you guys were centered on me, or I was in the middle. I don't really care about it right now because I'm teaching you guys a lesson, but that's a standard aspect as well. lastly, it needs to be straight, which is what you guys all have we just corrected, okay? So Steven, if you look at your formation here, you're not aligned to the people to your right. You see what I mean? So there's one more aspect to a line formation, but we don't really cover it too much, and that's rank order. However, that only happens for rallies or when the host asks for it, okay? Does anyone want me to repeat those again? It's a lot of information, so I'm trying to make sure you guys all understand it. Steven, you good? We're gonna practice some more formations, okay? So all of you guys fall out. What I'm gonna be doing, we're gonna be doing a 2x2, which is gonna be this basic formation here. So let's go ahead and mimic a 2x2, okay? There's gonna be a lot of you for this, so I'm so sorry, I hit the wrong button there. So remember,
What's this guy doing? Oh, he's trying to fix it.
there should be a 4-stud gap between the person behind you and then in between formations there should be 6. So you guys need to be paying attention so you guys can adjust, please, because people are trying to help you. And then some of you guys are just not paying attention, making you guys look stupid. So I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Steven? This is not hard stuff, please. There we go. Alright.
What's this
Now
guy
where
doing?
is Birdie going to want to line up? Does anyone know? They added in face commands, okay? Which, if you guys have been in any other group before, this should be common sense. So we're gonna start off with this. Everyone do a right face, which basically, you're gonna turn 90 degrees. Thank you. So that one is pretty easy, all right? So there's faces, which of course is faces turn 90 degrees. There are inclines. So left incline, everybody, where you're gonna turn 45 degrees, which basically means you're gonna be diagonal, okay? You should be a diagonal, all right? Everybody, we're gonna do an about face, which basically means you're going to do an 180-degree turn behind you. So you should be facing the complete opposite direction. Great job, everyone. I know great job, everyone. All right, everybody do center face, which this means you're going to face the host or whoever gave the command. Awesome. Control face, which basically means if I move around the room, you're gonna stay in formation, but you're gonna follow me. Just doing shift lock and just following me, okay? Fantastic. All right, I'm gonna end it with attention, which basically means that you guys on this are all going to face front and centered. If you had a gun out or a sword out, you're gonna put it away and all be ready for that, all right? Does everyone have any questions? I'm gonna have all of you open up a whispers with me, okay? Actually, no, we're gonna make it interesting. I'm gonna do a countdown and all of you guys are gonna say this out loud, okay? I'm gonna make it more fun that way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a question and I'm gonna give you a 15-second countdown for you to type, because I know some of you guys are slow typers and you can review your notes. But I want you guys just to straight up tell me how lines are formed. So everyone start typing it out. Do not press enter yet. Everyone's going to be saying this out loud, out of whispers. So at begin, go ahead and just send it. So our lines form left to right or right to left. That's what we've been doing all of it. Outside of whispers next time. All right. So a few of you guys got it wrong, but also you guys are mispronouncing or missaying how you respond to a trainer. So all lines are right to left. And because I'm a superior, you're going to address me from written laws, law 1, but you're going to end it like this. Okay. Remember what's considered a row and what's considered a column, okay?
Oh god, this is the bad one for me.
Deed is a 4x6. Alright, Varen, this is a 4x6. Come over here, Varen. I'll show you. It's a reason why it's a 4x6 is because if you look here, there's 4 lines, okay? That's going to be considered a row, okay? Alright, what's this formation, everyone? Good, it's a 3x4. Awesome. We're going to do another one here. What's this formation?
4 times 2, pretty sure.
Awesome. You guys are so much better than you were at the beginning of the training. Do you guys feel a little bit more better on how we do our lines here in the group? I hope so. Maybe even just a little bit. If you need to go, you may go. But I am going to do another topic, and I'm going to shout. So everybody, let's head back up to the very front, okay? Let's gather around over here, okay? So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be covering... so just gather in front of around Frosty, everyone. We're going to be covering our uniforms as well as going over each division, okay? We're going to start out with VAC staff. Go ahead and speak, Frosted. So starting off, we're going to be covering over divisions in the Empire. So starting off the Vaktovian Army Corps, okay? So if look right here next to me, this is the VAC staff uniform, and to my right is the senior staff uniform, okay? VAC staff members can range from anyone between a level 1 trainer, a level 2 trainer, or an examination officer, okay? Whereas the senior VAC staff, they do the same exact thing, but they're going to handle a little bit more things that are internally to help out the managers and the overseers. And there's 3 levels, okay? So Vizu here teaches level 1, he's the head of level 1, so he's the one that's overseeing all of our trainings here. I'm a level 1 trainer currently here as well. And there's a good bit of us, but we're all going to be hosting your level 1s. Here in level 1, you're going to learn discipline, rules, laws, regulations, all that good stuff here. Whereas our next level 2. So Sam 212, who was here earlier, he is head of level 2. He's also one of the current managers, he'll be wearing one of these VAC pauldrons here for the yellow ones. But he's one of the managers next to Freedom Reaper, who is the overseer. Level 2 is where you're going to learn like basic combat and where you're going to be expected to kind of showcase your skills. To go from level 1 to level 2, you just need to keep going to your level 1 trainings, and you'll get promoted after such. Level 2 is very similar. You're going to keep going to level 2 trainings, and then you're going to need to prove yourself in defense trainings that you have the combat level to be a Vaktovian, okay? Now, level 3. Does anyone know who currently leads level 3? Good. So, Reaper Magic, he currently runs level 3. He is going to be, basically, if you get to level 2, and if you pass level 2, you are going to be directed to reach out to him. He is going to tell you what to do in order to prove yourself to be a Vaktovian, okay? Does anyone have any questions so far? I covered this a little bit in the middle, but the Overseer currently is Colonel Freedom Reaper, and then the manager is Sam 212. So normally there is no, the manager is normally not also ahead of an area, but he has not found anybody that he wants to run level 2, and he probably wants the extra workload, so that's likely why he did it. That is basically VAC staff. Over here is the head trainer uniform. You won't really see many people wear this just because a lot of us don't like orange, but you know, it's kind of cool to see. And then there is also one more part of VAC staff. Does anyone know what it is? Admissions. Perfect. All right, so you guys all, when you guys applied to join the group, probably had to go through, I'm not too sure how, actually, now that I think about it, I'm not too sure how the current admissions process is, but there's an admissions officer, which is a Vaktovian, who helps go through all of the people that apply. Well, that's not for me to discuss or disclose my opinion of it, okay? Alright, you guys can be, some of you guys I know are probably smiling at that, but you know, I haven't been in admissions in a very long time, so I like to work with all of you. Alright, fantastic. So behind me, you're going to notice there are 2 uniforms that look pretty awesome, in my honest opinion. The purple, white, and gold, okay? So we're going to be covering over the Imperial divisions. We're starting off with the Imperial Royal Guard. So that is the uniform to my left, this purple uniform here. They've been around for a very long time. So to be a Royal Guard pretty much is one of the highest honors in the group. There's less than 50 people that have ever been a Royal Guard. So kind of give you that perspective of how this group's been around for over 10 years and not many people have become one. It's tasked with really direct protection with like all the generals, the emperor, his royal family, and more of the roleplay aspect. And then they also are kind of proven to show that they are role models for the group. still people just like you, but they've proven that lore-wise and in the group-wise, they are role models and who we need to look up to. To be a Royal Guard, there's not going to be many people that gets one, so hopefully some of you guys want to strive to be one, but it's going to take a lot of work. Awesome. So in-game, you might see them protecting a general or the Emperor directly, and then to my right, you'll see this white uniform, okay? This is the Imperial Palace Guard. So they're more so, if a Royal Guard member is not present, is present, they're going to more so be tasked with kind of guarding the area. So for example, let's say the Royal Guard person is going to be staying with the protectee, and then the Palace Guard members are going to kind of keep their a little bit of distance and make sure the area is secured. But they're also, when VAC is around, they are going to be the ones that handle all palace kind of entries and requests to join. Okay, so currently the head of the Royal Guard is Major Catalyst, so he currently runs all of that. In terms of the Palace Guard, his username is hashtag, but it's Conte6. Okay, he runs the Palace Guard, and then he also is currently our latest new general, and he oversees all of the divisions. So he'll oversee VAC staff, Royal and Palace Guard, and then also to our next topic, which is the Stroud Arms, which lets everybody flip around, come over here, okay? To my left is the Stroud Arms uniform. You might see a few people like this. There's a level 3 named Septron who's currently working on the city, but there's some Vaktovians that also used to do it. Amalot here used to be a producer and helped out with everything with Stroud Arms, so that's a pretty cool flex. But, you know, just know people that have this uniform usually are helping us out. In terms of development. Behind me is the last division uniform that we kind of, I guess, could cover slimly. It's the Obsidian Order. Just know that anything that goes on behind the scenes, just know there's someone watching over, okay? That's all you gotta know about the Obsidian Order. So over there in the corner, which we'll cover on our way out, there is a bright red pauldron, and that is for the VOC, which is the Vaktovian Operations Command. So they're going to handle everything externally or internally in terms of dealing with foreign clans. Okay, so someone raids us or someone who's defending, like basically if we're taking a defense, they're going to be the ones that handle this. So they have 4 sections themselves, but this section is currently led by Late Download. Late Download runs the VOC and ensures everything is going as it should. So they have 4 sections to it. They have the VLA, which basically is the Vaktovian Leadership Academy. So when you graduate and become a private first class, when you apply to be a corporal or lance corporal, you can join the VLA and basically learn to lead. And basically we have instructors that will help you out. Basically we have standards when we lead, and we are leading probably one of the best groups on the game. So it's a very prestigious group and division to be in. So currently the internal director who oversees the VLA and CLA is Colonel Aviatron again. So the next one that we're going to cover is the CLA, which is the Cadet Leadership Academy. So that is, it's under the VLA branch directly. But basically, you become a level 2, you might have the chance of applying, but basically as a VAC, they will teach you basic stuff on your leadership skills, and will let you lead at DTs and kind of coach you on how you're doing. Okay? Aviatron also runs it. However, there is a curriculum head who oversees both VLA and CLA, and that is Soupy again. So next section of the VOC is the operations support staff. So that is people. We have a logging system that basically every time someone leads or raids, they will basically be able to track how we're doing against foreign clans. So let's say, for example, Surge is winning a lot more raids and defenses against us. This is where we can focus our resources and send some more experienced leaders to try to balance that out. Does that one make sense to everybody? They're also going to be the ones that handle basically the point distribution for like the most recent operation. Another section of the VLA is external affairs. So you guys don't really see these people in action, but there is a Discord that has all of our relations to foreign clans. So for example, let's say another clan wanted to raid us and schedule an event. They'd reach out to someone from this and make sure we're on good relations with everybody. The external director who kind of does most of the big events is Saint Onyx, so he's the one that's going to be more so in control for like giant operations, and that he's also the one that made the recent Operation Sigil. Next up, there's 2 more sections that are very small, and then we have covered everything. Okay, so starting out with Auxiliary Command. So this is Astro Strike and what he does. He's currently one of the generals as well. So for people that don't know him, he has a busy real life job. But in the event that a general has left and there's no replacement, he is there to kind of fill the shoes, because he's been in every sector and ran every sector at some point. Was previously a Royal Guard, and he's basically one of the older and long-serving members of the group. So he's there just to help make sure the group's stabilized and is running smoothly. Alright, so we're gonna do a pop quiz here. Everybody speak freely on these answers, okay? Countdown 10. On begin, just type it out. Who's the current head of level 1? Nice. You did not listen to a single word I said. It's Vaizu. Great job. Now, next up, so here's the current overseer of the Vaktovia Army Corps. Countdown 10. On begin. Say the answer. Alright, everybody scroll through the chat here. So we covered this in the very beginning, but it's Colonel Freedom Reaper. Late download does not run VAC at all. He runs the VOC, and then late download is the VOC head. So I can see why you got it confused, but the Vaktovian Operations Command, which is VOC, is not anything related to VAC and its staff. But who's the current Royal Guard commander? I kind of covered it a little bit. Yep, so it's Colonel Catalyst. He just got re-promoted. Organization, what we covered is a lot of stuff, and out of the benefit of the doubt, I'm going to give all of you guys the credit for it because it's a lot of information. Please make sure you have your notes on you on this. Make sure you guys also are keeping this notes in like a Google Doc, because if you ever reach another level, you're going to need it, okay? Bright red uniform is the VOC pauldron for all the leaders. This is the Ace Pauldron, which is a pretty cool, prestigious thing to get. Not many people get it, but that's for doing really well in an operation. You'll need to pretty much, to be completely honest with you, you're going to need to be attentive to all the everything at an operation, and then you're going to need to do well. Lastly, something else I was going to cover. Well, disregard. If it was important, it's gone. Anyways, you guys are good to go. You guys' stuff should be updated for this training in just a minute. Everything else has already been put through if you're at the last one. So you guys are good to go. Thanks for coming. Sorry for my word salad, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yo, thank you guys for watching. If you guys made it this far, I just want to see, again, comment. Fruit Gusher.